Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my podcast. No cap, just raw. I never get tired of saying it. So, guys, we are back with the sequel and we're back with a vengeance. So, as you guys know from last week's episode, we had a very special guest, Ketrelia, and she is with us again. And we are going to go in to this topic. We have so much more to share with you guys. Uh, Take it away, Ketrelia.
Okay, so last time we talked about what it is to have value as a woman, and there was so many, and I'm gonna say so many because I would like to think about the broad spectrum of our human existence. We have thousands and millions of billions of different experiences that adds value to our lives or that causes us to choose the values that we align with and that we attune to. And so last time I used my personal perspective as a way to talk about the value and the way to connect with people who are like me, coming from childhood experiences that were traumatic, and just letting everyone know that value, there's just one baseline to it. It's about healing and using your power of choice to make better decisions in the future. But I did want to ask Princess some questions. You mentioned last time that your faith is what gives you value. What exactly do you find within your faith? What is it? What exactly is it that gives you that value?
Uh, my faith gives me accountability, not just as a woman, but as a human being. Um, as human beings or as a woman in general, I believe that if you have, if you don't have anything to go back to, it's like, where's the purpose? Where's the reason? Why do I do what I do? Why do I behave the way I behave? What is the reason that I need to do the right thing? And so that's where my faith comes into play. Because I tell you right now, if I didn't have my faith, I would be a very naughty girl.
I get it.
Period. Because I I mean, it's in our nature. It's in our nature to be curious. It's in our nature to, want to explore life, have fun, try new things. And I always like what the apostle Paul says in the word of God. He says, "You can do everything. Everything is permissible, but that doesn't mean you should do it. You can do
Hmm.
anything. Go ahead." That's what he tells us. And he says, "Do all things, but doesn't mean you should."
Right, right. So I love that because in my own work, when I'm working with clients or I'm coaching or giving intuitive guidance outside of my businesses, one thing that I like to focus on is shadow work. And with shadow work, you find the roots of everything. Like you said, if you don't have anything to go back to, where can you find value from? And when you're doing shadow work, you're looking at the root causes, the root behaviors that keep manifesting and bringing forth these experiences that are unpleasant that you have to learn from and that make you question whether you're living right or whether you're doing it wrong. So that is very, what you said is like literally, that's the basis of any kind of transformation in life. Anyone who's looking to feel the self love, they have to look at the reasons why they don't have the self love, and they have to look at their actions. And the fact that, you can do things and you shouldn't do things, I firmly believe in that as well. I believe in repenting, but not repeating. Just because God will forgive you doesn't mean you should do things that make you feel guilty. Ultimately, and I'm going to kind of mix like the meanings of things, because when we think about a sin, it's something that's against God. God is within you. Whenever you sin, you feel the effects of it. You feel it as bad karma, bad luck. You just feel negative about yourself. You have this question within you. And I've gone through this before I knew what I was going through, where I'm like, why don't I feel good about this? Why don't I? It's because I was going against God's word within me at the time. And so what I like to show people is to look at that feeling and sit in that feeling, really understand like why you feel the way, why do you feel guilty? Why do you feel like you're not good enough? What is it that you're doing in your life that makes you feel that way? That is transformative in itself. That's the basis of any faith system, is to walk in a purpose, walk in something that makes you feel good, that you don't want to test the waters all the time. You've got enough karma, enough of the bad experience. You don't want to keep doing the same things over and over. So it's all about value, is about breaking those patterns that puts you into the mindset that you're in scarcity, that you're not good enough, that you have to do things that you don't like to do in order to be successful. And I think everybody can use that system in their day-to-day life, looking at their purpose, where their divinity is coming from, what their divine word is, what their divine purpose is, and putting that first, putting God's word. If you want to say universe, God is the creator of the universe, God is within you, but what is it that you are meant to do? That will automatically put you in your sense of value, right?
And I wholeheartedly believe, like, as a valued girl, you are kind of placed on a pedestal in a sense. I hate to put it that way, but you kind of do find yourself in a position where you find that there are people who are admiring you, looking up to you, they see you as a role model, and you can't help that. That's just, and I say that to say that really is going to give you so much courage to do the right thing too, because you don't see the moment, you see the big picture. You're like, if I make this choice, I mean, not only will it destroy me and my character, but who is watching me from the back? Who's watching me in my peripheral? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you just never know. Because I'm telling you right now, you have no idea who goes on your social medias and like, oh, I love this girl, she's awesome. They may not follow you, but they check on you. And they're watching your journey, and they're watching you climb the ladder. There's a lot of people who may not follow you and what you do or even invest in you, but you are such an inspiration to them that they're like, wow, she's still here. In 2014, I used to look at her page and she talked about a business she was going to open, and she did it. And if she can do it, guess what? I can do it too. So it's like, there's this fire that I feel when I think about that, because it's like, you'll never really know. And it's good we don't know, because it could really inflate your ego. It could really put you in this place of, I've got all these people, I got all these fans. No, pipe down. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you just never know who's watching what you do. And even people who are at the top, you don't know if they're looking at you. They have 1 million followers and they're looking at Key Trelia, Key to you on Instagram. They're like, look at this girl. She's so beautiful. Look,
I hope so.
I'm telling you. And when God gave me this perspective, it's like the accountability level goes next level. I'm like, oh, so that's why when I wear certain outfits, I'm like, no, I don't wear that to the grocery store. Or that's why when I find someone being mean to me, I'm like, nah, don't give them the same energy. Just kill them with kindness. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
when
like,
you say that though, when you say that, I've had experiences where it's like having accountability, but also following the guide within specifically. Because there's sometimes where I want to not say anything. That's my nature, where I'm like, oh, someone's giving me this energy, but then God's like, don't let that happen. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I can just walk away from it. Like, I'm telling you, the way that my mind works, I'm like ultra spiritual, where I'm like, sometimes I think, I'm like, dang, I kind of know what demon that is right there. I'm not giving that demon, but sometimes you got to cast the demon away. And I've had many of those experiences where it's like, this person may have been walking around thinking that it's okay to antagonize people, and maybe you're the right person to say something about it. that's a part of being I want to say trendsetter or trailblazer. You have to be authentic and you have to stand up for
Mm,
what's right as well, which takes a different kind of energy. Being calm and having value, you can let things roll off your back, right? Like you said, like it's self accountability
mm-hmm.
where I know that I'll be okay, but sometimes when
Right.
we want to, let's face it, you and I, we want to create change. We know that we have people
Yes.
who will see this and find some kind of inspiration, and I think with that responsibility that goes along with our gifts, we have to say what's right when it's necessary, you know. I like that you
Yes.
said holding accountability. That takes discipline. It takes commitment to want to be accountable because now you are responsible for every action. And that's why some people will run away from having value because it's easier to say, I'm problematic because of what happened to me. They're like, oh my gosh, like if I transform into this person that is responsible, now I can't just blame the drugs. I can't blame the liquor. I can't blame my past. I can't blame the
Mhm.
world. I actually have to do it. I have to transform. And that's the scariest part. Knowing that you have that much effect in the world and that we are all interconnected, that could be, it
Mhm.
could make people be like, well, I'm not ready for this. That's just wrong. I'm turning away. I'm going to just do what I think is right. Mind you, people do have their own journeys and they'll find God within their own way. They'll find their expression of God within their own way. But you're not going to run away from having discipline and commitment and
Mhm.
having accountability in this lifetime ever. Nothing that's done in the dark stays in the dark. Okay. It's all brought to the light.
Ooh,
So as soon
yes.
as you set that intention, set the intention that I I want to have value, and you see the world coming to you saying, we require you to have value now. Once you set that intention, the world comes running and saying, oh, well, it's time for you to realize that with that level of value, whatever it may be for each person, you have to commit to it and you have to continue it. You can't just say it and then run away from it. It'll be on the back of your mind all day. You can't run from a purpose.
I also no, and I completely agree. And it just brought another image in my mind of how I don't think there's any human being that doesn't feel that burden to be accountable. You know, there's not one woman out here that's living how she wants, doing what she wants, and that does, and in the back of her mind, she's not thinking, this is not good for me. This is not right. And you'll notice that this is why there's substance abuse, alcohol abuse. There's all this abuse to self because that's to numb those feelings and those thoughts in the back of their mind. Because
Yes.
as a young woman, what young woman doesn't want self respect? What young woman doesn't want to walk in who she truly is? What young
Mm-hmm.
woman doesn't want to be a valued girl? You know, even seeing that, you see that just as a title, and you're like, dang, that's me. I could be that. I want to be that. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
we find all kinds of ways to cope, which is called coping mechanisms. We find coping mechanisms to numb our conscious and just let it lie dormant. We're like, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore that
Right.
because I don't know. And a lot of times it comes from I don't know what to do. People don't. There is not a young woman out there that nobody knows what they're doing. I see people walking around in the streets. This person's like, I started this business. This girl's like, I started this cosmetic line, and this girl said I started this clothing line. But she just started. She didn't know what she was doing. So a lot of choices sometimes people make, whether good or bad, it comes from I don't know what to do, so I just did something. And that
Mm.
something you did led to your demise or it led to your success. And so any way you slice the cake, I can't say it's a bad thing. You know, nothing is bad. It just depends what you do with it. It's not how you start, it's how you
Right.
finish. So to the
Right.
young lady who's listening and
Mm.
saying, oh my God, talking about me, but I'm a hooker. I strip at such and such men's, gentlemen's club, whatever. Well, honey, this is for you. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now. And it doesn't matter what you decided, lifestyle you decide to live, or the amount of drugs you decide to take on a daily basis. I'm just letting you know that it's never too late. You can
Right.
still be
And
a girl.
that is absolutely important, because it's not our duty to judge and force someone to find value for themselves.
Mm,
And you touched on a few topics that I could respond to. As far as like having a passion and making the first mistake, the mistake will be the catalyst for you finding your purpose. So even if you feel like it is too late, I don't have enough, I don't have the intelligence, this is a world of prosperity. This is a world filled with promises. When you set, like I said, when you set that intention to change your life, your desire to be that valued woman will outweigh any
mm,
mistake that you've made. You will find people who will accept you, who are not forcing you to feel less than just because you didn't get to that sense of value yet. God has a way of removing what doesn't work for you, removing the weeds away from you so that you can grow a firm tree in faith and trust that you also deserve to feel valued. You deserve to feel valuable, respected, loved, and healed. Who am I? Who am I to say that you, who may have had a rough start, made decisions based on not knowing who you are, you don't deserve to now know who you are? I am no one to say that. If God forgives us for what we do, God already knows who we
mm,
are. We already have a divine purpose. And your story may look dark to somebody who is on another spectrum of their story, but your story would probably be the most transformative for someone else. So I would never, ever, although I would not follow those actions because of what was innately put in me, I cannot look at
mhm,
another person and say, you you were just nothing because you didn't do the actions that were valuable. I will say you are on a different part of your journey, that you will find will add value to you later. I'm not the person that's going to put anyone down. I like to think that I hold the space of healing. I myself has gone through substance abuse. I
mm,
only weed though, thank God. But I would smoke weed out of boredom, out of wanting to fit in, and it never sat right with me, but I kept doing it. It just didn't. Every time I did it, I felt a sense of guilt. I don't even drink anymore. Like in college, like from 2016, when I guess I thought I was an adult at the ages of 18. I'm like, oh my God, do whatever I want. 18 to 21, I would go
mhm,
out and I would drink and I would just not feel good about it. I'm like, I don't know why I even do this. Like when I look around at the people that I'm connecting with socially through substance use, I'm not happy with the level of relationships that I have with them. I don't want to get together just because we're smoking weed. I had a
mhm,
purpose within me that was stronger than the conversations that I was having with people who were smoking weed and who were just drinking just for the fun of it. I'm like, this just doesn't sit well. And
mhm,
for some of us, it takes a while to realize that there's something there that you're doing. You know, there's something, this action is trying to cover up a root problem. Now, how do we get to the root problem? You go into prayer, you go into meditation, you go into journaling, you go into being humble, being completely, humility means I am on my knees. I don't know what I'm doing. God, please send me a sign. I don't want to be in my own way anymore. Get this out. Get this out of me. I want to live in my divine purity. Even if right now I feel like I'm not good enough, I want that feeling to go away. Put me in a place where I am good enough. Put
mm.
me in a place where I am accepted, where I am loved, where I don't have to worry. If the world wants to come at me, God, please give me the strength to be resilient and heal myself if the world wants to attack me. You know, it's, you got to give it up. You got to surrender.
Touch my soul, Key. That's a my soul. What are you doing? You trying to get me to cry up on here? Like,
No.
listen, those are powerful words. It's very humbling. Everything you're saying, it's tremendously humbling. It's beautiful, as a matter of fact. And how can someone like that, like the way everything you're saying, if you know your true intentions, and just there's gonna be change. And I mean the most impactful change with that kind of mindset and that kind of
Mhm.
breaking. It's so like I'm broken and it's okay because I don't have to put myself back together. It's not this
Mhm.
rush, 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 because the beautiful is found in the broken a lot of times. And it's where you find who you truly are. So I can totally resonate with everything you're saying. And I could totally talk for the next 3 hours, but for the sake of time,
Oh, I
for
hate this part so much.
the sake of time, I had so much more to say. For the sake of time, guys, we're gonna stop right here. Please let us know if you want us to continue this. I have so many ideas running through my mind about this whole series. There's so much more to come.
Mhm.
Thank you to everyone who's been listening so far, tuning in. Share this with a girl that you know is a valued girl. We are all valued girls, and we will be back. Keith, thank you so much. You need to be back here, girl. I need
Yeah.
you back here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. No, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to say something. Y'all, comment down below what you think having value is. What are the basic rules in your mind? What are your basic rules of value? I'm excited to see that. I want to know. What is everybody else thinking? Oh, sounds like you're muted. You're muted.
Okay. All right, guys. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Yes. Can't wait.